Today in class we discussed all these extra types of effects that Illustrator has available for us. And I think the coolest ones are definitely the 3D ones, but they do take a little bit of practice to understand how they work. So you'll see that today's activity has you practicing each type of effect a few times so you can get more comfortable. So the first one here says to do a 3D revolve. So to use any effect in this program, we always have to make sure we have our object selected. In this case, we always do a half a shape when we're going to revolve because it's going to take that shape and kind of round it out on itself. Once I have my shape selected, all my effects are under my effect menu. Because I'm using 3D, I would go to 3D, and this one says revolve, so I'm going to click revolve. I'm going to match the numbers you see here. Most of the time they're set to default. If yours looks a little different, it's just because I have this little button here that says fewer options or more. Sometimes you need extra options when it comes to lighting. Sometimes you don't. Okay. Make sure that you match the numbers. Once you press OK, it should apply the effect here. Now, once you finish that, you'll see that you'll practice that effect a few times. Each section is labeled based on the effect you should be using. Please make sure to match the numbers closely, so it really does help to be a little more zoomed in, so you can in fact see the numbers here while you're working. You can move your menu to the side if it's in the way. As you scroll, you'll see that once you're done with all your 3D effects, you're going to get into those distorting effects. And those are under the same idea effect, but this time it's distort and transform, and they're all located here. I've given more screenshots here for you to match up the images. They have to be selected in order for this to go. And you'll see that each one of these effects does something slightly different to your vectors. So you can see how it's used in real world applications. So each image has a screenshot and some practice. Now hopefully we can all get to the extension or challenge today because I think it's the coolest part. And it's making some chess pieces. So to make these little half shapes, you're going to work with the shape tool and shape builder. So it looks really complicated, but I just use a whole bunch of rectangles and circles. So for example, this top part, I took a rectangle, then I pulled this in a bit to match that corner. And I kept repeating this until I had this basic shape. And I'm going to speed through this next part fast, but I want to show you how many shapes it takes to make this little chess piece. Okay, so now you can see all the shapes I use. They look really funky now, but they're going to come together. I'm going to move all the shapes I made over. See how it's kind of cut in half? That's because we're going to 3D revolve it, and we know that we need half of the shape for a revolve. So I'm going to make one more shape, which is going to be just a big rectangle. That's going to give me that clean line. I'm going to make it another color just to make it really visible. And then I'm going to take these shapes and line them up where I had them before. Now, we're going to use our handy dandy shape builder. I'm going to select all of these shapes, take my shape builder tool, subtract all these little pieces on the edge by holding my modifier key, making sure I clip all those extra little shapes. And now it's about combining the rest of these. So I'm going to hold shift and just kind of make a box around this. And now I should have this shape. Now I think I have a little extra piece here. I'm just going to erase that manually. Now I should have my actual shape. Once I have this shape, I can take it, 3D revolve it, and it's going to make my really cool chess piece. So you have all the skills to make this, just takes a little patience and precision. Good luck.